Can you feel the roar building beneath Ford Field? Has Detroit's destiny sparked in the stillness of this long offseason? Could this be the moment that finally shatters years of unrelenting disappointment and sets the Lions on a trajectory, roaring straight back into the heart of the NFL playoff hunt? This is more than just a rumor or a passing headline. It's the kind of seismic shift that sends shockwaves through the city, making every fan hold their breath, wondering if this could finally be the turning point we've been craving. Mash that like button and drop your belief in the comments if you're ready for the Lions to flip the script and rewrite the story of their defense. Insiders say a quiet storm is building under the surface, whispers dripping from the front office. Like electric currents charging the air with anticipation, the whispers have gathered momentum, echoing from the highest levels of the organization, and if what they say holds true, the NFC North's hierarchy might be on the brink of upheaval. Detroit, a city hardened by decades of missed opportunities and broken promises, could be about to welcome back a familiar force, a proven warrior who embodies everything this team has yearned for since the teeth-clenching heartbreak of last season. The name on everyone's lips is Darius Smith, the former Detroit Lion, the edge rusher who came in on a short-notice trade deadline deal last year and made an instant impact, an experienced veteran whose presence was a balm to a defense that desperately needed a jolt after Aidan Hutchinson's devastating injury. Smith's return isn't just a sign-and-go move. It's a strategic gambit that speaks to Detroit's relentless hunger for dominance on the defensive line, the kind that can make quarterbacks shake in their cleats and turn playoff dreams into reality. Remember those gut-wrenching postseason near misses, the seasons that slipped through our fingers by the thinnest margins, that division layers of bruising and heartbreak no amount of rebuilding could erase. Think back to the days when Detroit's defense roared like a pride in '57, a legacy of fierce determination and unyielding pride that still echoes in the city's soul. Bringing Za'Darius back feels like the closing of a painful chapter and the opening of a new epoch, a chance to reclaim our identity, to build a bulwark opposite Hutchinson that can terrorize offenses week in and week out. But what if this move shakes up the locker room in unexpected ways? Could the addition of Smith, with his veteran presence and undeniable talent, spark a renaissance in this Lions squad and ignite the fiercest playoff run we've seen since the glory days of Barry Sanders? Or might it upset the chemistry being carefully woven through the young roster, throwing a wrench into the development of new prospects like Ahmed Hassanein? The stakes couldn't be higher with training camp looming and the need for pass rush held glaring under the spotlight. And still, the drama unfolds, not just about whether Za'Darius will sign, but what that farewell to uncertainty might mean for every player, every fan, every heartbeat caught in the tension of the next big move. As the clock ticks closer to the start of the season, every whisper, every conversation, every deal on the brink becomes a pulse-pounding moment in Detroit's storied saga. And if this domino falls, if Za'Darius Smith puts pen to paper and steps back onto the field donning Honolulu blue once more, it might just unleash the wildest Lions offseason in history, a chapter filled with hope, passion, and the roar of a defense reborn. The question now isn't just if he will come back, it's what kind of firestorm will follow, and whether this city will finally watch its Lions rise from the ashes with the ferocity that has evaded them for far too long. Like the torches. Lions Nation, this is the moment we've been waiting for. The moment that could spark a rebirth so fierce, so unstoppable, that the very earth trembles beneath our feet and the NFL better watch out. The whispers circulating in Allen Park aren't just idle rumors. They're the distant rumble of an approaching storm. A force so overwhelming that even the fiercest rivals can't help but feel it in their bones. A seismic shift that threatens to topple the NFC North's existing order and finally carve out a legacy of dominance for Detroit that fans have waited a lifetime to witness. But beneath that roaring surface, there's tension simmering in the locker room afire, fueled by the knowledge that the window for turning this team into a true contender is closing faster than ever, especially with trades, draft picks, and Front office chess moves flashing like lightning across the off-season sky. The veterans, the young guns, everyone is sensing that something's happening, something monumental, and they know it might hinge on one player's decision. Za'Darius Smith, that beast with the relentless motor who last season, after coming in like a whirlwind at the trade deadline, injected life into the defense, reminded us what it's like to fear our own shadows, because Detroit's line finally got some serious teeth. Now the eyes of the city, the fans chanting in the cold, are locked on to whether he'll come back, whether he'll restore honor to that Honolulu blue, knowing deep down that this isn't just about football, this is about rewriting the narrative of heartbreak, about finally shaking off the shadow of those seasons of disappointment that still haunt us. From the 0-16 abyss to the heartbreaking playoff collapses, from Calvin Johnson's retirement to Barry Sanders walking away with tears in his eyes, each chapter of misery reminding us how long we've endured, and now, perhaps, how close we are to ripping it all apart and building anew. Think back those days when Jim Caldwell's squad, primed and confident, crumbled under playoff pressure, when old rivals, the Bears, Vikings, and Packers, seemed to own our dreams just as we were about to fly high, their smirks echoing louder than our hopes. Remember Stafford's arm, the brilliant fleeting flashes of a team that could have been? If only the injuries hadn't piled up, or if the coaching had truly leaned into the raw talent. The shadow of Dan Orlovsky's infamous safety still lingers, one moment of chaos enough to derail seasons. One bad break, one mental lapse, and the entire city's heart sink yet, even amidst those scars. Detroit fighters never quit, never gave up on the dream of a Lions' true roar. Last season's incredible pushing for the playoffs with grit and raw determination, became more than just an effort. It became a statement that Detroit isn't slumbering anymore. We're waking up from decades of silence, and the potential of this squad, of this city, is bursting at the seams. And now, amid these whispers of Za'Darius' return, there's a palpable sense that everything could change in a flash. A snap, a heartbeat these Lions could finally break free from their chains, ignite the fire that has been smoldering deep inside, and unleash a defensive ferocity that could make NFL quarterbacks sick with fear. Yet behind the scenes, there's a chess game unfolding, front office manipulations, coaching mind games, the delicate dance of chemistry and ego. Nobody truly knows if this move will unite or divide, if Za'Darius' return will heal wounds or ignite rivalries within the locker room. Could his presence be the catalyst that revives the forgotten legacy etched in Detroit's history? The spirit of fierce competitors who refused to accept defeat, who battled against the impossible and occasionally came so close to glory, but fell just short? What if this is the team's final shot? What if every piece, every moment, has been leading to this moment one where Detroit finally claims what's ours by right, shattering the misconceptions, smashing the glass ceiling that's kept us down for so long? This is the dawn of a new era, a moment dripping with the blood, sweat, and tears of every Lions fan who suffered through the endless heartbreak, the bloodline of a city that refuses to accept defeat. The question is, as we stand on the precipice of history, staring into the abyss of what could be, are we ready? Are we prepared for the storm that's coming? For the roar that will drown out every doubt, every fear, every heartbreak, and finally usher in the Lions' renaissance? Or will the mountain prove too high, the foe too fierce, and the dream remain just out of reach once again, a fleeting whisper lost in the wind amid the shadows of what might have been?